wanted to tell stories. I wanted to write. And I wanted to take pictures. And so I went into journalism. And I studied at Oklahoma State University. I did a 2-year school, many years ago, at Northern Oklahoma College in Tonkawa. Got an associate's at Oklahoma State. Got 1 bachelor's. And then when I was 47, got the wild-ass idea I'd go back and get a master's. And went back to OU and got a master's degree in professional education. Currently, I am Capitol Bureau Chief. I cover the state capitol, the legislature, and the government for a newspaper called the Southwest Ledger. Before that, I did the same job for a newspaper called the City Journal. I worked with many newspapers in the state and a radio station or two. The side of me really, really enjoys stirring up trouble. It just really does. The side of me really is curious. Why do they do things this way? And I don't just mean curious about institutions, I mean curious about people. What you should seek is the best obtainable version of the truth. Quote Bob Woodward, famous Watergate reporter, who, when I was at O-Trip, spoke here. You should seek the best obtainable version of the truth, because the truth is elusive. You're correct. The truth changes, it morphs, and evolves. It's the most powerful tool we have. Sitting down with a source over a cup of coffee, looking them in the eye, and talking to them. You can't really get the truth if you don't look someone in the eye. Go talk to them. Look them in the eye. Sit down with them. I did a story one time. I was working at the Norman transcript. I met this. My kid was in the hospital. My youngest son was born with really bad heart defects, so he had to have heart surgery. So we were at OU, and I was sitting there in the lobby, and there's this little granny lady who looked to be about 150 years old. She was sitting there knitting, and I had been there all day, and she hadn't left. And she looked kind of frail, and I asked her, I said, "Can I give you something to drink? You've been there a long time." "Oh, no, honey, this is what I do." I said, "Well, what do you do?" She goes, "Well, I knit these little outfits." What are they for? "Well, they're for the preemies. They're so the nurses can rock them to Jesus." Pardon me? "Well, every year we have so many preemie babies that die. And I refuse to let them die without something that someone made for them." I did not make it through this interview. And then she introduced me to the nurses who, when the baby was dying, they made sure it died in silence. The story took me 2 weeks to write. But God is a great story. That's journalism. Because that little lady's anonymous. Nobody knew who she was. You want the truth? There's the truth.